Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Deconstruction Zone on Wolfpack Radio, the only student-run radio station in Northern Nevada, broadcasting from the University of Nevada, Reno. You are listening to an exclusive interview with Liam Pierce, aka Miss Luxury. She is an artist that started releasing music at the beginning of the 2020s under the Miss Luxury moniker and has been making music in the hyperpop sphere that is heavily inspired by the McBling and Y2K eras. And after 3 years, she recently released her third album, The Return of Luxury. And in addition to her new album, she has several hits under her belt like Tipsy and the cover of All Around the World. Tipsy in particular almost has 60 million streams on Spotify. Thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
I kind of just want to start talking about the beginning of your music. I believe you started releasing music under Miss Luxury in the beginning of the 2020s. Have you released or produced music before that, or like under a different like name?
Yeah, so I've been making like just to start it off, I guess, like from the beginning, I've been making music or producing music since I was like 11 years old, so for almost like a decade. And I don't know, I was just kind of making stuff. And then before Miss Luxury, like 2019, 2020, I was going by Lily for like that was like my nickname. So I just had like a SoundCloud account, like a burner where I was just uploading demos and stuff and yeah, and like covers. So that's kind of what I was doing pre Miss Luxury. And then yeah, Miss Luxury was kind of like a burner account, like a second account I had for my fun music because I was just doing like serious stuff with Lily, like some synth wave and like trap stuff or whatever. That's kind of what I was doing pre Lux.
What are your musical influences? Because I know the Miss Luxury like name is mostly inspired by Y2K like aesthetics, kind of similar to like Slater or like Aisha erotica. What are your musical influences?
Yeah, I mean, it just really depends on like what like style of music I always focus on because besides Miss Luxury, I do so much stuff like with my folk music that I do and like a lot of like stuff I don't really talk about as much because I don't know. But yeah, I for like influences with Miss Luxury, like starting off, like of course, like during like quarantine, I was listening to a lot of like Sophie's music and a lot of MIA and Aisha stuff, of course. Like she's one of my influences and Slater, of course, that kid. And Britney's Blackout album like is something that's going to really I feel like influence my work with Miss Luxury moving forward. Like the Bimbo Diaries literally it's like feels like a love letter to like that album. I that album just is just genius. Like even just like this morning, I just went on like a rabbit hole of like the stems and the stuff that like Timberland and Deja was do that we're doing on that album is just pop perfection and just like any synth stem that you could find from those sessions it's like oh my god I ascend from heaven I think like yeah but anyways it's just yeah those are like my main influences like with my production definitely like Sophie's production was a main influence like AG Cook of course Charlie is like one of like oh my god yeah like Charlie's one of my influences, of course, too. But yeah, and like Baby Mother and like LSTXOXO and like River Moon stuff, like a lot of deep house stuff. Sorry, I could name so
Oh, you're
many
totally
influences.
okay.
I like can go on. I go on in like a rambling about everything that has like helped me in my music and whatnot. And yeah, so
I like actually recently listened to Blackout, I think a couple weeks ago, and it is really, really ahead of its time. And after that, I kind of listened to Britney Spears' audiobook, and she was like, "This is my best album. I really put my all," and I totally agree. I think Blackout is kind of just like the blueprint for like the Slaters and the, kind of like those types of artists, or as well as just like many artists in general, because I think it really encapsulates like I guess like an attitude and essence like found during that time and kind of how I guess Britney kind of subverted like a lot of expectations. And anyway, I think it's an amazing album. I definitely do agree. Oh yeah, and also
definitely.
and also have you listened to that kid's new mixtape at all?
I have only listened to the singles. I have been like raving all weekend, but like I want to sit down. I want to I want to sit down and listen to it. But yeah, I am loving Spencer Needs a Ladder and Tila Tequila. Those songs are great.
Yeah. Again, I've listened to it in full, but I totally recommend the one with Chase Icon. Like I just been listening to that song this morning. Anyway,
Mhm.
to the next question. Your first album as Miss Luxury was called The Bimbo Diaries. The term bimbo has been almost kind of reclaimed the past couple of years. I guess a main influencer that comes to mind is like Chrissy Shipeka. And my question is, what does it mean to be a bimbo to you in like the modern era?
Interesting. I think it's reclaiming femininity. And for me, femininity, like as like, a guy, like especially like, you know, my entire life has been shunned, from people, like since I was little. And because I've always been this crazy, but like, yeah. The term, I mean, it definitely feels like something to reclaim for sure. It's just used to the term I feel like has been used to like, shun people for our femininity. But and now I feel like since like 2020, I feel like a lot of people are discovering like, hey, like, being fun and wanting to express, the aesthetics of pink and having, wanting to have fun and just like wanting to express these things for life to feel, at least tolerable, like that's okay. And like, and it's okay to have a satire twist to the word too. I think it's okay to make fun of ourselves, and also to, also just definitely with reclaiming the word too. Like,
No, I definitely agree with you. Like, I would say, because even specifically with like Blackout, because you said earlier, it was like one of your influences. I feel like Britney even did that back in like the 2000s because the headlines will call her a bimbo, but she kind of in that album kind of embraced it, and a lot of new artists are embracing it too as well. And I think that's a really cool thing that's happening. And kind of on the topic of the Bimbo Diaries. Some of your biggest hits are off of that. I think more specifically, I think Tipsy has been pretty popular the past couple of months. I think this morning I saw a South Park edit to Tipsy.
oh my God.
But anyway, what are your thoughts about Tipsy blowing up like this? At least, like, I think it started being super big at the beginning of this year. Like, what are your thoughts about, I guess, that happening?
um Time will tell. That's kind of what I think of it. And when I first made the song, like recording it with a sock on my mic and a keyboard or whatever, like, and like, I just remember recording that and it's so crazy that I actually remember the night of when I did record that song, like literally like in my closet. But I was out of that damn closet, but I was recording in there still. Like, hello. But anyways, but yeah, I like it's just so, and I knew there was something special with that song. I always knew that. I don't like when artists kind of shun that, like when obviously a strong song of their catalog gets viral, like, oh, like I hate the song. But like, I love that song. Like, I knew when I first recorded it, I'm like, there's something special about this one, and I knew that time would tell. And I guess people were like, hey, let's do some edits and stuff with this one. I don't know, but I don't know how it formed. But yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's awesome. And I think it really I think it's very telling with marketing. Some marketing is bullshit, and sometimes you just need to, like, let things happen naturally, not force it. And I feel like that was kind of, with Tipsy, was I didn't do, y'all were doing whatever it was with the song. So I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful that people are making incredible, awesome content with my song and appreciating it in a way that it's theirs. And that's so, I love that as an artist, to see people, like, to have like a song to, like, you know, be a part of someone's like incredible memories that they've made in their life is so cool. As a musician, a lot of musicians don't talk about that, because I'm like, damn, like y'all are really vibing with this and making content and just like being confident to it. I'm like, that's sick. Like that's fire. Like, and yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. So I'm very happy about it. And I'm very proud to be a one-hit wonder. No.
No. I remember listening to All Around the World and when it first came out. So you are not a one hit wonder, and well, at least in my eyes. Um,
Yeah.
but like I did listen to Tipsy this morning too, just preparing for this interview, and also I heard a little bit of Visions by Charlie XCX.
Yeah.
Did you sample that, or was that a part of just like a slice pack thing?
So I obviously I'm a Charlie fan. I ride for Charlie. Like obviously I've been listening to her since I was like 9 years old. Like, oh my God. Since like, True Romance and whatnot. And and during quarantine, like I was very much like in the How I'm Feeling Now era and all that. Like I love that album. And I remember like hearing and I remember hearing the beginning sample of Visions, and I was like, wait, I feel like this has potential to be like some sort of percussion for a song I want to do. And so that's kind of what I used that on the beat that I made for Tipsy. Like I just made like a beat with that beginning sample on it. And I was like, damn, this is cool. So yeah, that is Visions that you hear. Yeah, I got that cleared. So
No, yeah, because I feel like Charlie really knows the zeitgeist and really knows and really does push that envelope. And I again, how I'm feeling now. Oh, I love Brat, but I think how I'm feeling now is definitely one of my favorites of hers. Yeah, are you obviously bumping Brat?
Surprisingly, I was not this summer because it wasn't really my vibe for the summer. I was just listening to what my friends were listening to. But now I'm like, it's more so Brat Autumn for me. I'm getting into Brat now because, it's a very indie sleaze summer for me. So I was like getting into like back to back. I'm like, oh wait, this is kind of the vibe for this. And then now the whole album is. So I'm like, now I'm really into it. I think it's fire. And then I'm not like, oh, bad summer. I'm not like that. I don't know why. I just gonna get into it in the summer. But like now I'm like really into it. And it's such a great album. It
Yeah,
takes time. I'm such a slow processor with things. I have to really take time with a project. So
I think it took me like a couple of months to get into how I'm feeling now, so I definitely relate to that. But you said earlier it was like an indie sleaze summer for you. What are your top indie sleaze songs? I know indie sleaze is such like a broad genre, but like
mhm.
what would be like your favorite indie sleaze songs per se?
Oh, I mean, I think the Dare is really going to be popping off this fall, like for me. Like I love what the Dare is putting out. I would love my dream would be to work with the Dare and Baby Morocco because Baby Morocco is also putting out some really good stuff. And I yeah, like yeah, Crazy Cheap has been on there on the indie sleaze flops, but for me, but oh my god, but yeah, this whole interview is just gonna be me being a fangirl for like for like 3 billion hours. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, like I just love music. I love music. But another Uffy, 100%. Everything that Uffy did in like 2005, 2006, like is on there. Like she's like also one that has influenced a lot. Like I was just listening to a lot of her music when I was making Feminine Finesse, like that album that I made. And just like I just and also like obviously some old Sky Ferreira, of course. A lot of Tiga's old stuff. And just a lot of Electro Clash, like for sure. Like just a lot of like Prince's like old compilation albums.
No, I feel like recession pop, or at least is coming back, because obviously, we're kind of in a recession right now. But honestly, I feel like just I'm glad that like party music and upbeat music is coming back. Like as you said, like I was at a party recently and I had the aux and I played Really Hot by Baby Morocco, a lot of the Dare. I even played Keys and people did like that song. I know.
Wait, you played Keys?
Yeah, I played Keys. Yeah, this was before
Thank you.
Oh, I was loving that song. Because it was
My
off
favorite.
your EP, right? It was shoot, I that was like it's like Happy Lux. Oh,
Happy Core Lux.
Happy
Wow. No,
Lux.
I'm
I'm
kidding.
sorry.
You're good. You're good.
I'm a fake fan. I'm just
You're so no, you're good. You're good.
Anyway, kind of transitioning, I guess, into that. You recently released your third album, The Return of Luxury, August 16th, and it was your first release in over 3 years. I kind of just wanted to start by asking, why did you take a hiatus with music, if you're okay with sharing that?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I started Miss Luxury anonymously. I didn't have a face. I didn't have an image when I was doing Miss Luxury. And I was making those albums when I was 16. I was still in high school. Um, and I just, I was already like, it was just going to be too much for people to just ask me questions if like, if the Miss Luxury thing did, if my friends were seeing that or like if people in high school were seeing that. So I just wasn't ready yet. And also that was when I was getting like a lot of bad anxiety. Just really, oh my God, hormonal as. Why do you think I started Miss Luxury? You know what I mean? Anyways, sorry, that's my mail. Anyways, yeah, so I left because I was selling beats and one of the people like took my email, like found the email, my PayPal, and like found my Pinterest and found like photos of me and yeah, and doxed me and like found all my accounts. So yeah.
Didn't the same thing happen to Slater and Aisha erotica too? Like someone found their stuff and doxed them? Because that's kind of insane.
Yeah.
Because I believe Aisha was also kind of sort of anonymous, I would say. I mean, she definitely had her face, but yeah, I'm really sorry that happened.
Yeah, no, it fucked me up. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was like it was like really traumatizing when it first happened because I felt like nothing was in my control anymore and nothing was in my terms anymore. And that was really traumatic. And I quit for 2 years. And like for those 2 years, like we're like re-uploading my and like, yeah, this bring me back. But yeah, it was really tough. That's why I left for 2 years.
Yeah, but I'm definitely glad you're back because like your new album, I've been really loving it the past couple of weeks because it came out August 6th. Yeah, the past couple of weeks. Particularly if you like go to like my like on repeat with Spotify, it's like replaced keys. Oh boy, like there's so many bangers on there. And I feel like I feel like there's definitely like more confidence, I would say, than in your past couple of works. Even though your works are definitely, very your own. I feel like you really blossomed as an artist with this new one.
Thank you.
Yeah. What is your favorite song off of the new album?
God, what do you think? It's it's keys. Like I keep posting about. I'm so annoying about it. I'm always posting about keys. Oh my God, I love keys so much. I'm a ride or die for that song. I love that song. But yeah,
That was the song that really got me into you because of course I was familiar with like the singles like all around the world because I think Spotify like recommended it to me. I was like, oh, I really love this song.
yeah, no, I'm so annoying about it. I'm always posting. I just love that song. But I'm so happy you love that song as well. That's so cool.
I believe in one of your Instagram posts you said that you shot the cover for Happy Cord Lux. Do you make all your own cover art or do you collab with other like photographers or artists?
Yeah, so for the process for that one, I'll talk about the older ones in a sec, but like for the process for this new one, it's funny because I asked my friend Sixella, shout out to Sixella, to shoot the promo photos for me and even like a cover. And so we just like took photos around Portland, like around the town, just like around with my DSLR camera and just like messing around. But I am a Mariah Carey where I am so picky with my ankles. So I was like, and my dad had his truck. So I was like in our parking lot or whatever. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take some photos with the truck. And I just had my tripod and I had like my my lighting set up. Like it's back there. But yeah, she's hiding over there in my camera. But yeah, I took photos with that camera and that's how the cover came to be. And then and then my A&R added lights and made it more like just more in your face. So shout out to my A&R. Shout out to Q. And then with my other two covers, that was just crap I threw together on Photoshop.
But definitely like of the era. I feel like
It
that
was.
so I mean, it kind of aged pretty well, I would say.
I mean, no, I feel like it aged like, you know what? I don't know. I don't know. Like, I mean, it is of the time of like that era where people just like had like objects and like this like pink sparkly background. Like you'd see like a lubricant, like a sequin lubricant bottle on like a background or whatever. I don't know. Or like a CD or whatever, like of that. And I just think that's so of the time of with that era of
The
music.
very SoundCloud era. Again, I keep bringing them up. It's like very That Kid, Slater, Aisha kind of vibes. Again, I love your new because again, it's kind of again your new art is definitely calling back to the 2000s, but it definitely does have like a little modern twist to it, which I really do like. I also think again I could be totally wrong, but it also has like like your new album and new like visuals is very Snow Strippers esque.
Yeah. I was, yeah, for the visuals, I was just inspired by like what my ex was wearing. Like literally, like he was always just wearing camouflage stuff, and like I'm fake as hell. I was not into camouflage until I saw him wear it all the time. I was like, and that was like, I was like, oh, like he was like giving away a lot of clothes, and I was like, can I take like half your closet or something? I didn't actually say that, but like I felt like I took like half of his clothes. But yeah, it was just like he really inspired me with like taking it to like camouflage and pink and orange, and that's just kind of what I wanted for those visuals was just like, yeah. And also just like, yeah, like underground rap style is a huge influence on me as well, like ever since I started music. So yeah. So and now I'm kind of into it now. I'm kind of fake, not gonna lie. It took me a while to get into it.
No, but it's definitely as hell. I'm gonna be kind of frank with you because I watched this morning the replace video. Man, that video, sorry, goes so hard. Like it's just
Thank
so
you.
it's just so in your face, but also it's so DIY. Anyway, I love that video. I think I've watched that video like so many times.
Thank you. I'm so happy. Yeah, that was made on. I kind of wanted it to be an ode to like Video Star for sure. I made a bunch of Video Stars growing up, and I was like, I wanted to edit on Final Cut Pro, and I was like harassing like my friends like Moon and Christian. Please, can I download Final Cut Pro? Like, send me a download, and they're like, it's too big, or like they were like, I forgot. They were just like, sure, and I never got it, but I was like, you know what? Wait, let me actually try to make this on Video Star and really like be appropriate to like that 2014 MLG swag type thing.
Oh,
And I was
okay,
just, yeah,
definitely.
like I'm just so inspired by my friends, but like, yeah, like it was very inspired by like my friends, like Hal, like shout out to like Happy Halcore and like Gray Star, like just they have this like ML, like they have this like DJ set that they did, like it was like so MLG swag coded, and I could see visuals like in my mind when I was watching their set of just like these tacos flying in the sky and just like and like I was not on drugs by the way, but like I was just like like seeing stuff like oh my god, it was like in my head like, wait, this would be kind of fire for like a music video to have that like MLG like touch to it, but like me, but like very like still keeping it like my aesthetics and whatnot. So yeah, I was very inspired by that.
Earlier in this interview, you said you were that you shot the cover around Portland. Are you based in Portland, or were you just in Portland for the shoot?
I am based in Portland. Yeah, I used to be based in like NorCal, but now I'm like based in like Portland, Oregon. So
Yeah, so we're actually kind of near each other. So
yeah.
because my cousin and a bunch of friends I know are going to college in Portland, and it's like a 6 hour drive.
Oh, they're going to like PSU or
One of my friends is going to PSU, and my cousin is playing basketball, and I think it's like a college like 30 minutes away from Portland. I kind of forgot what it was called. I'm definitely a bad cousin.
no, you're good. It's probably like either Lewis and Clark or like
Oh, I think it might be Lewis and Clark.
yeah, okay.
And just kind of transition to, I guess, the last question is, what are your favorite songs right now? Because again, this is like a radio show. What would be your favorite songs right now?
Let me get my damn phone real quick. My favorite songs right now, Good Time by Dare.
New album coming out next week.
I'm
I'm
so excited. You know I'm gonna be playing that. And then one by Sky Ferreira, Wash and Set by 666 Yuba, or it's from like a compilation album. But yeah, it's called Wash and Set. Yeah, I don't know. I've just also just been playing more SoundCloud stuff. Oh yeah, 345 Get It by Heirs of Planet. That I'm always like feeling myself whenever I'm like getting ready to that song. Dismissed by Uffy. Burning Up by Kylie Minogue. Yeah, it's kind of what I'm listening to right now. I get to give you a rundown on that.
The last interview I had was with Magna Carta, if you're familiar with them.
Yeah, I'm familiar with them.
Yeah, they were talking again. They were also talking about Uffy as well, and they actually released the remix with Uffy like literally like a week later after the interview. So
No way.
I recommend that song. I think it's like the Girl Party remix with Uffy. It's
No way.
awesome.
That's awesome.
Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. So, do you have any other like final things to say?
I guess stream my new album, Return of Luxury. All track by track. I'm very proud of it. It took me a year to make. Produced, written, sung by me. And yeah, follow me on Instagram. Miss Luxury is hot. I'm like only active on there as much, and yeah, that's it. But thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much for joining me.